In English, for countable and uncountable, when we want to say there is something, we have two ways of saying there is or there are, okay? So for plural countable, we would say there are. And for singular countable and for uncountable, we would say there is, okay? Like, there are many trees, there is one tree, there is plenty of water, there is a lot of, let's see, there is very little water, okay? So we use there is or there are. But in Spanish, we only use hay. En español, solamente usamos hay para indicar lo que existe de alguna cosa, ya sea contable o ya sea incontable. Por ejemplo, por ejemplo, hay un libro, there is a book. Hay una casa, there is a house. Hay mucha agua, there is plenty of water. Hay poca agua, there is little water. Okay? Hay muy poca agua, there is very little water. Muy means very, okay? Or hay muchos árboles. There are many trees. Hay un solo árbol. There is one single tree. So, in Spanish we use hay for both cases, there is or there are. Hay, okay? So remember the word hay, which is a very special conjugation of the verb haber. Okay? Then we have cuántos and cuántas to say how many, right? Remember, in Spanish we have masculine and feminine objects or nouns. Every noun in Spanish is either masculine or feminine, right? In English, however, we only have the, right? The objects, the things, the nouns are not divided between masculine and feminine. So this is, you have to take this into account, that in Spanish, if we are talking about masculine things, right? Masculine nouns, which has nothing to do with gender or sex, right? It's just a classification of the nouns, okay? Like television, in Spanish, la televisión is female, and tree, el árbol, is masculine, right? It has nothing to do with gender. It's just a way of classifying the words. So, when we're talking of masculine things, we use cuántos for how many. For feminine would be cuántas for how many, right? For example, ¿cuántos árboles? How many trees? ¿Cuántas casas? ¿Cuántas casas? For how many houses? Okay? Now, for uncountable, right, things we cannot count, like water, like money, like wind, etc., we use cuánto and cuánta, okay? Cuánto for masculine, cuánta for feminine. For example, ¿cuánto dinero tienes? ¿Cuánto dinero tienes? How much money do you have? ¿Cuánto dinero tienes? Okay? Because dinero, money, is masculine. We ask cuánto. Now, water is feminine in Spanish, so we would ask ¿cuánta agua tienes? ¿Cuánta agua tienes? How much water do you have? Now, for many or plenty, right? Countable and uncountable. In Spanish, we have muchos or muchas for countable. Like, for example, tengo muchos libros. I have many books. This is countable. We can count the books. I have many books. Tengo muchos libros. I have many houses. Tengo muchas casas. Right? Casa is feminine. Libro, book, is masculine. Muchos libros, muchas casas. Right? Now, for uncountable, mucho or mucha. Right? Again, let's use the same example with money, dinero, which is masculine, and water, agua, which is feminine. Hay mucha agua. There is plenty of water. Hay mucho dinero. there is plenty or a lot of money, okay? So mucho or mucha are for uncountable. And for countables we have, for countables we mentioned muchos and muchas, okay? Now for little and few, we have for countables, for things and objects, pocos or pocas. For example, hay pocos árboles. There are few trees. Pocos árboles. Hay pocas casas. There are few houses. Okay? And for uncountable would be hay poco dinero. There is little money. Hay poca agua. There is little water. Okay? So pocos and pocas, countable. Poco and poca, uncountable. And last, I want to show you un montón, which works usually for either case, for countable and uncountable. So un montón would be like saying a lot or a bunch of something, right? Montón literally means pile, a pile of something, right? And figuratively, we can use it for either things that can be counted or not. For example, I can say un montón de libros for a lot or a pile of books, right? Or I can say un montón de agua, a lot of water, right? So montón refers to a lot of something, whatever it is. Alright? So let me read all these once again, but in Spanish, and explaining in Spanish so you can start training your hearing. Tenemos la palabra hay, que sirve indistintamente para contables y para incontables. Así que la palabra hay se usa tanto para indicar there is o there are. ¿Cuántos y cuántas se usan para how many? Para contables, cosas que pueden contarse. Y cuántos, con o, se usa para masculino, y cuántas, con a, se usa para objetos o cosas femeninas. Cuánto y cuánta sería how much. Sería lo mismo, pero para cosas que no se pueden contar, como el agua, el viento, el dinero, etc. Muchos y muchas para many, o sea, para indicar una cantidad de algo que puede contarse. Muchos son cosas contables masculinas y muchas son cosas contables femeninas. Ahora tenemos mucho y mucha para cosas que no pueden contarse, como el agua, el dinero o el aire. Mucho para incontables masculinos y mucha para incontables femeninos. Pocos y pocas son los contables masculinos y femeninos respectivamente, ¿sí? Y estamos siempre hablando de plurales, ¿bien? Pocos y pocas. Poco y poca sería para incontables. Poco dinero, poca agua, etc. Y un montón puede usarse como comodín, ¿sí? Comodín means it's like the joker in the cards. You have the cards, there is a card which is a joker that can be used in different scenarios. Comodín is the joker in the cards that can be used in more than one situation, right? So words that can be used in different cases or situations are comodín, comodines, right? Like un montón, which works for countables and uncountables, alright? Un montón puede referirse a cosas contables como árboles o casas, por ejemplo, un montón de árboles, un montón de casas. O también puede referirse a cosas incontables como un montón de agua, un montón de dinero.